All right, good evening. It is 7 p.m. The Board of Trustees of the LaPorte Independent School District is now convened. I wish to extend a warm welcome to everyone present. Every student's success is our number one priority. As the LaPorte ISD Board of Trustees, we are here to set goals, adopt policy, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and communicate the district's vision and success to the community. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of our superintendent. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. School board meetings are open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. Audience participation is limited to the patron presentation portion of our meeting. Board members, may not respond to the public comment section. These proceedings may be recorded, and I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking. Thank you for taking your time this evening to join us and for your interest in the LaPorte Independent School District. At this time, will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Carry colors. Forward march.
Joining us tonight from the LaPorte High School JROTC Color Guard, American flag.
Halt. Left face. Present colors.
Cadet Second Lieutenant Garcia, American Rifle Cadet
Order.
Staff Sergeant
Colors.
PDAC. Texas Flag Cadet Staff Sergeant Daughtery, and Texas Rifle Cadet Private First
Colors.
Class Flores.
Post. Ready. Seat.
Please join me in the pledge to the U.S. flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Center. Face. Mark time. March. Forward march.
Thank you again to the outstanding students from the LaPorte JROTC program. If you please remain standing for tonight's invocation led by Trustee Danny Hanks.
Let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you in humble hearts as we begin this meeting. Grant us discernment in our decisions, wisdom in our discussions, and a spirit of unity that brings true synergy to our work. Guide each voice at this table in hopes that it reflects integrity, compassion, and purpose. Strengthen our determination to teach, support, and shape the lives of our young people. Remind us of the responsibility we carry and the lasting impact of our choices. We ask that you cover LaPorte ISD with your protection and grace, and we ask this all in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. May be seated. We'll now turn to item 5, board recognitions, performance by Lomax Elementary students.
Ladies and gentlemen, as our Lomax Elementary performers are filing in, I would ask that when the performance is complete, if you would please exit this way so that we can avoid a bottleneck because we have other people coming in. And with that, I'll introduce you to Ms. Shelby Zika.
Hello, I'm Shelby Zeke. I'm the music teacher here at Lomax Elementary. I have about 28 of my fifth graders, and we are super excited to be here with you today. This is a piece we've actually been working on for quite some time. It's a traditional spiritual. It's called Children Go Where I Send Thee, and these kids are just fantastic. This was actually a high school all-state piece back in 2019, I believe, and we just made a couple changes to make it appropriate for them, so we're super excited. I've got Lucas Hernandez, Grayson Parker on drums. I've got Emma Irwin Erwin and Rachel Reagan on my little shaker section, and this is totally a cappella, so we are super excited to be here with you.
Great job.
Very good. Charlie's saying that nice.
You're over there.
I'm over here. Getting booted.
No, I'll get beside you.
Y'all got it.
Hold on for the parents. You don't get in trouble. Great job, guys. Oh, yeah, no doubt. Good job.
Really awesome. Oh my gosh.
Good job, guys. Good job, everybody. Good job.
What's her harmony?
Hey, how are you? So good. How are you? Y'all are sitting there side by
Yeah. Give us an alert.
I know they look Oh, I didn't even see her. Yeah.
Hey, little kids can rhythm.
That was great. That was cool. Because the year they did that, Sutherland had the choir sing that like at their Christmas concert. So,
Man, I want them to do Earth Song.
I love that one.
That's such a good song. I listen to that every
Ladies and gentlemen, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Art Show's Hayloft Gallery at NRG Arena features 7 works this year by LaPorte ISD artists. And here to honor them and tell you a little more is Dr. Matthew Burke, Director of Visual and Performing Arts for LaPorte ISD.
Thank you, Mr. Holland. Students from LaPorte High School, LaPorte Junior High, and Heritage Elementary all earned Best of Show awards for their respective age categories in the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Art Contest. Artists from LaPorte High School, Lomax Junior High, and Leo A. Rizzuto Elementary are represented in the gold medal category. Each January, schools from across the greater Houston area and other parts of Texas compete in the Rodeo School Art Program, with judging taking place at the district level. All work is eligible for the show's school art auction, as according to the rodeo website. In our Best of Show category, we have Mr. Fernando Sampaio from LaPorte High School. If you are here. Is Fernando here? Yeah, Fernando, I'm sorry. Come on up. Come on up.
It's a long name.
Come on up. My fault. In Best of Show, Autumn Nap by Jandra Thibault from LaPorte Junior High. In our elementary division, Homage to the Skies from Heritage Elementary, Mr. Ethan Scroggins. If you will come up, please. Excellent. In our gold medal category, Trust Between Two Spirits, LaPorte High School, Allison Bravo. From Lomax Junior High, From a Child's Perspective, Chloe Anderson. From Leo A. Rizzuto Elementary School, Cactus Illusion by Emma Stakes. And finally, from LaPorte High School, for the first time in the history of LaPorte High School, this student's art went on into the auction process, and this student walked away with $10,000 in scholarship funds. Miss Ashley Morales with Midday Rest. And here's a picture of her artwork. You can have that. Miss Christina Todaro teaches our LaPorte High School winners. Miss Amanda Maddox teaches at LaPorte Junior High. Bobby Lapushansky teaches at Lomax Junior High. Miss Jamie Leupold and Miss Mona Gibbs teach at Heritage and Leo A. Rizzuto respectively. If our art teachers will please come up as well to get photos with our folks. If you haven't had a chance, all of their artwork is up in our foyer here. So on your way out, please, I encourage you to go and look at all these fantastic pieces of artwork from these incredibly talented students.
Great job. Great job, guys. Great job, everybody.
Four LaPorte Bulldogs football players have been named to the Padilla Poll Coaches 2025 5A Division I All-State Team. First up on the list, he's a multi-sport athlete, is Mr. Blake Stout, defensive back. He is a Texas Wesleyan University commit, and he was named to the second team defense. Can we give him a hand, please? Offensive linemen Jake Heyman and Grady Ferranti, who have both committed to Blinn College, were named to the third-team offense along with junior tight end Riker Reynolds. And I believe, congratulations. I believe Riker as well is out on the baseball diamond.
Karen's gonna break
I'm like, I know she needs to move.
I feel like I'm like,
I think we're good.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Not in her window.
For only the second time in program history, our Lady Dogs basketball team this season advanced all the way to the state's Final Four following a 30-win season. And this deep playoff run was fueled by 5 all-district players, including district MVP and UIL All-Tournament honoree Jacayla Glover, a wonderful bench, and an outstanding coaching staff led by athletic director and head coach Alicia Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in honoring the 2026 5A Division I state semifinalist, the LaPorte Lady Bulldogs.
Yes, sir.
As your name is called, come on up. Denzel Martin. Denzel Martin. Martin. Sophia Bright. You know what? If you want, why don't y'all all come up? We'll get these two. I think they'll have something.
Great job.
Girl, they were pulling everything on you out loud. Oh my God. I was so mad.
Yeah, I saw things I couldn't say out loud. Congratulations, y'all. Proud of you guys.
I saw you getting around in the stands. Deanne had to get up.
You should have seen the text I was getting. Yeah.
I know they told me.
Yeah, huge. Get the front coach so you can see. Get your coaches up.
Are you right there?
Karen, he can't see me.
Oh my gosh.
Here, get on my
Sure.
We're gonna get her.
Come closer to me. Come closer to me. Here, get over here. I didn't really realize I was that short. I got heels on.
Gracie.
Way to go, Lady Dogs.
Congratulations, ladies. Congrats. All right, we're doing it again next year. That's
Yes.
That's it, guys.
Thank God. Congratulations. We appreciate all y'all's hard work.
Miss Connie.
great job, parents.
Yeah, I know. Yes, good seeing you.
Are we done? Okay. Sure? I think so.
Sweet. All right, guys, we'll now move to item 6, public comments. The board will not hear those who wish to make comments and who have completed and returned the public comment participation request. This session will be conducted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act and board policy. Complaints and concerns for which other resolution channels are provided shall be directed through those channels. Mr. Vice President, do we have any wishing to speak this evening?
No.
Thank you, sir. I'll now turn to item 7, our administrative reports. Our first one, Superintendent report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Board of Trustees. Just a couple of comments as we have returned. As of Monday, we've reached a halfway point of the spring semester and are now in the final stretch of the 2025-26 school year. The Porte ISD students and staff have continued to work diligently towards student success on the upcoming STAR and of course exams, which begin in early April. But they also have made time and effort to succeed in many other areas, as you have just witnessed, all of the youngsters that we've just congratulated. Our academic decathlon team continues to make us proud, recently bringing home several medals from the state competition, and it was their 4th appearance in the state at state in 5 years. Congratulations as well to our DECA and TAFE students who recently competed at state, and to the TAFE students who qualified for nationals. Let's give it up for our TAFE students qualifying for nationals. The district's athletic programs have been nothing short of spectacular. This spring, LaPorte High School will take a record number of power lifters to the state championships. Both our boys and girls soccer teams are entering the playoffs this week, and our swimmers and divers continue to set records. We have already seen no-hitters by our baseball and softball teams, and of course the Lady Dogs basketball team, who we just congratulated, advanced to the Final Four for only the 2nd time in program history. As you have seen in our pop art gallery right here in the administration building, with the recognition earlier this evening, LaPorte ISD is home to some phenomenal student artists, including several whose work has been on display at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. And we're certainly proud of their efforts and are ecstatic that for the first time ever, one of our artists took home a $10,000 scholarship following the auction this past weekend. We just saw that beautiful art, and we congratulate her again. Elsewhere in our nationally recognized fine arts and performing arts programs, 5 of our orchestras have been earned sweepstakes prior to spring break in the UIL concert and sight reading contest. Our one-act play competes at the UIL competition this week, with our bands and choirs competing soon. Later this week, we will hold a STEM night at LaPorte High School, where we will offer many activities, including shows in our world-class planetarium, the Astro Street Team, robotics and coding, and much, much more. The 5th annual Young Entrepreneurs Day is scheduled for Saturday, March 28th from 10 to 1 at Baker 6th grade campus, where our students will put their business plans to the test in selling goods. And we certainly invite everyone that hears my voice to come out and support those youngsters and their business plans. We are grateful to the many volunteers who have taken the time to teach our students about running a business, and these lessons will undoubtedly serve our students well. Finally, Mr. President and board members, as you know, safety and security are paramount in our school district, and we maintain a vigilant approach across every campus, with school resource officers present and ongoing reminders to students, staff, and families. We continue to emphasize that if you see something, say something, because awareness and communication help keep our schools safe. As you can see, board, there are many, many, many great things happening in LaPorte ISD, and I'm certainly proud to serve as your leader. And with that, I'd like to also take the privilege, Mr. President, to introduce to you someone that the board will have to take action on a little later on this evening, but I'd like to at least introduce this person so that you would have an opportunity to see who this is. We would like to introduce to you Haley Hendman. Haley, would you please stand? Let's give her a hand and welcome her. Should the board take action tonight on this item, and I'm using my time as superintendent's remarks, our new director of finance, potential new director for finance of LaPorte ISD, Haley recently served as financial coordinator with Houston Independent School District, where she oversaw multiple campus budgets, payroll, and purchasing processes. She has a strong understanding of the complexities of school finance and will bring valuable knowledge and leadership to our team as we continue working towards our district's financial goals. A proud 2015 graduate of LaPorte High School, Haley attended Bayshore Elementary, LaPorte Junior High, and LaPorte High School. She earned a Bachelor of Science degree in finance from the University of Houston Clear Lake in 2020 and is currently pursuing her MBA in financial management from Lamar University with an anticipated graduation date of December. Haley resides in LaPorte with her husband, a behavior specialist with a school district that we shall not name, and a 3-year-old beautiful son who will attend LaPorte Elementary in the coming years. She has a deep family roots in LaPorte and with generations of her family proud graduates of LaPorte ISD. Haley will be, based on your decisions, excited to return home and serve. I'm just trying to be careful there. Return home. She'll be excited to return home and serve the district that helped shape her. She looks forward to investing in the continued success of our students, staff, and community. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming home Haley Hinman. Haley, do you have a guest that you'd like to just introduce? Would you like to introduce your guests?
This is Winston. Girl.
Hi.
My husband, Caleb.
Thank you all for being here tonight. That will conclude the superintendent's remarks for the night, Mr. President.
Thanks, sir. I'll now turn to Dr. Martinez with the bond safety and security update.
This is the last board meeting. You'll be able to escape early, so you may want to go now.
Yeah, all right. I'll give her a little bit of time. Okay. So, good evening, President Martin, Dr. Jackson, trustees. Going to share just a few quick updates with you all. We've made some exciting progress with our bond projects. And I think the last time we had spoken, we were still talking about substantial completion of the gym. Since then, we've received the substantial completion for the band and orchestra rooms at Lomax Junior High. So that picture to your right was taken yesterday, and so students and staff have already begun moving into that space and utilizing the band and orchestra rooms, and so it really is a beautiful space. And I know that Dr. Jackson, we plan to arrange some time to do a boardwalk so that you guys can really see it. Pictures don't do that space justice. I know Principal Rose and her team are very excited to be in that space, and it really is beautiful. So what you see in the top is the old practice gym. And it's the floors are refinished. It looks beautiful, those parquet floors. We've got some few updates now because we've redone the floors. We want to make sure we refresh the paint, and we're going to take down some of those banners, paint, and then decide on which ones are going to the new competition gym and things of that nature. But it already looks great out there, and we're excited about that space as well. And then the bottom, you just see that's the competition gym. One of the things we weren't satisfied with was just that red. You could see the gym floor through the red paint, and so we had them go in and repaint that over spring break. And so you can see that's the updated. It looks great. That red is just it pops. It's the real red. It's the Lobo red. It looks great when you go into the gym. And so we're able to get that accomplished. And again, with not any impact to the campus nor their operations. So exciting for that. But again, we will schedule some time to get you guys in the band and orchestra so you can see it. And they've already been, like I said, occupied. And we've got owner trainings just so that they're familiar with how to operate, all of the systems that are involved over there. And so moving on to LaPorte High School, just wanted to share the schedule with you all, kind of where we are currently with that renovation. Over the break, continuing this week, we've got a lot of still of the MEP work happening in that area A and F. That's that front entry area. And so there's still not a lot for you to like see there as far as walking that space, but we're getting closer. They did a lot of the fireproofing over the break, and so we would now actually be able to start moving in. But that will start closing up, and a lot more work happening after testing season. So what's happened now is that the construction site has kind of moved from that space to going to that gym space. That's going to allow them to get work done and not to work around the campus testing schedule. And so they're already making that area safe and a starting demo later this week. And we'll start the MEP rough-in and concrete. Those are all things to come. And then we'll be able to revisit that area A and F so that we can finish that space. But that is tracking well. It's on time. You know, we're actually going back to Lomax. That wasn't supposed to be finished until April, and we got that turned over to us on March 16th. So we're excited about our schedules, and you know, everything is on time and moving as it should. So, but we will hopefully have some more to see in the high school in the near future. So I just wanted to highlight a couple of other things. So technology, we just purchased some multi-touch display screens for elementary campuses. We have 21 of those that were received actually over the break. I know we've got some trainings. I think we had one at Rizzuto today, and another elementary campus has reached out. And so we're getting those in the hands of our teachers and our principals so that they can impact students in the classroom. And so those will be deployed to all of our campuses if they haven't been done so already, right? So they're already received. So 21, and so that's going to be 3 per campus, 3 of our elementary campuses. And so we had met with principals and instructional specialists to kind of get some feedback on the devices, and we felt like that was a good number so that they can check them out and people can use those. And I think that's a great start to you know, to making sure teachers have that. And so these are meant to supplement so that the teachers still have those, you know, a projector or whiteboard in the classroom, smartboard. And so this is just, I mean, so this is a 75-inch display. So these are large display that they would be able to utilize for different purposes. So it's a great item to have to supplement the already great technology that we have in the classrooms. So a few other things, a new backup server was purchased to meet growing capacity and transfer needs. We've the Synology NAS, that's for storing additional photos and videos for district events, and it just increases our capacity there. And new infrastructure switches for ITC, Admin Support Services, Baker, Jenny Reed, Rizzuto, and Heritage. And so again, we've got just trying to build that infrastructure support. It has been an ongoing goal with our bond purchases. And then maintenance and transportation, some of the things that we're focusing on there. We've concluded our furniture audits with our campus principals to really determine what the needs are in the next phases for purchasing furniture items. And so you see some just a chair and a small group tables, but we're looking at student desk and chairs, teacher desk, and small group tables for the classrooms. And not every, you know, say like at the high school, there were some recent purchases for the CTE and STEM buildings, and so we're primarily looking at B building, and so really looking at the age in need so that we can bring, you know, some equity into those spaces so that people have. And then our goal also with furniture replacement is to make sure we're standardizing some of that because as programs shift and as, you know, kind of numbers fluctuate, that we would be able to, you know, move student desks and chairs and they would match and they would fall right in line with what that campus might need. So that's been our goal, is to really standardize some of that. What you have, you know, on the agenda tonight, there's a few chiller replacements that we're looking at, Lomax Junior High and then College Park. There's a 16-week lead time on that, so we're hoping to get those installed prior to the start of school. So that's looking at summer work there. And just another, as far as transportation, so it's on the agenda as well. We've got 4 14-passenger buses that we're looking at. So really, this is a dual purpose. This satisfies a need. You know how a challenge it is to find CDL drivers. So if we purchase the 14 passenger, as long as they don't meet a certain tonnage, then we can actually utilize those without a CDL driver. So that helps us with some of those smaller trips. You know, when we have to go out of district, let's say we have students that attend High Point or another campus, and we can transport, and that helps us with fuel costs, but also you know, the CDL driver. That's a driver now that I can have in district that's assisting, so that's helpful. And then extracurricular events, you know, all these great accolades that our students, some of those smaller programs, we can use these to transport students. And then as well, MV, that's our McKinney-Vento students. You guys know a lot of what goes into that with those interlocal agreements, transporting students, you know, to their home, you know, the residents, and so that's a big issue for us. So that's going to help streamline and better use of resources. So we're excited about that as well. Just a quick safety and security update. So you guys received the facility summary report, just an update on that cycle 3 audit. And so that was concluded on December 12th, again, right before the Christmas break. We got some good feedback from that. We're internalizing that as a staff, and we're making some adjustments where we need to. And so our next audit cycle will be for the next 3 years, and then, you know, we're going to go right into that phase, and we'll be ready for that. And then our TEA IDAs, so that's our intruder detection audits, those are ongoing. Last month we had Jenny Reed and Bayshore, actually right before the break, so it was still this month. But those passed, we were successful with that, but again, they'll hit every campus before the end of the school year. So principals that aren't on that list, they know that they're always ready and always prepared. And even if they are, because they could have another visit, and we're still anticipating those district vulnerability assessments. They haven't visited for that purpose yet, but that could be any time, even for a campus that has already been visited. So just a few quick safety security updates for you all, along with the bond updates, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you all may have.
Kind of a random question on the, I don't know why this stood out, but the chillers at Lomax. So I think, I could be wrong on this, but normally when we do our chillers, it's typically one or two maybe at a time. I'm curious why there's 3.
So it just when they reach their life cycle, and there were 2 actually, but adding the 3rd, there's some potential cost savings associated with that, because if it's a difference between, say, 10 or 12 years, there's a benefit to doing it a little now before inflation, and that helps us so that we don't have to go back, and then there are additional fees for the third-party agreements and everything that goes in with that. So there's some benefit, some cost savings in the long run for being able to replace those on that type of schedule.
How many do they have in total at Lomax?
3.
3?
Yes, sir.
Was there a new one that had designated for the new arena? Is it on a separate one, or is it?
Yeah,
It's on its.
that has a separate. That's all new. Yeah, these are for the campus.
So there's 4.
Yeah, well, 3 for the campus, and then for the competition gym, there'd be the 4.
What about for was the other one Heritage? Are they have multiple chillers, or are they?
College Park, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Believe there were. I'd have to go back and check, but I know this as far as a life cycle replacement, it was recommended for that one. We can go back and get updates.
Yeah, I figured I thought that each campus had more than one, and so I didn't know if they were on a schedule, like a rotating.
Yeah, we have a replacement schedule, and that we're following with all of those.
And then again, I love that we're doing a lot of stuff at Lomax because it definitely needed it. But I'm curious, like, what other outside of, you know, all this construction and things you're talking about now, what are some other projects, if any, that are going to go on at Lomax Junior High?
At Lomax right now. Yeah, so we're hoping in the summertime we'll be able to do the canopy up front, and so that's you know, we're finalizing the details on that, but that's going to be a whole covered front entry canopy for that campus, and I think so. I mean, that's really just the canopy that's in addition to the front, right? So that's going to go, but it will change the look of the front because you won't be able to see the I don't know how to explain the windows that are in the front. They're kind of outdated.
During the bond season, when we were going around and getting input from stakeholders, that was a big deal, that our kids are left out in the elements during the raining season or the hot season even. And so, you know, we agreed that, you know, once we got everything settled, we would try to do some of that. I think it'll certainly, it won't hurt the aesthetics of the building.
I'll bring it up just because we've had discussions on board during the bond, especially, you know, go back a couple years with the bond, about creating a brand new Lomax Junior High. But it seems to be, with all the stuff that's going on, this essentially will be a brand new building.
It's going to be very solid, right? The infrastructure is solid, and the canopy is much needed. And the great thing about we're able to do that with the cost savings from this current bond, so this is not any additional, this is all from being able to be kind of on time, under budget, so that we can apply that cost savings elsewhere.
Okay, thank you.
I believe that we were getting some new tracks at some elementary schools, and I didn't know the progress based on the fact that we had some weather. So
Yeah, we have some track enhancements, and right offhand, I know Rizzuto was one of them, and do you know the other one, Blake, offhand?
Rizzuto, Bay Shore, you have the crushed granite. So.
Yeah, so I know that's, you'll see some enhancements to those tracks in the very near future. I know that was a project that we were working on right before the break.
We ever get the pipes at Baker figured out where they don't, they don't growl?
In that restroom area.
Yeah. That was a pretty accurate.
We had someone to come out, because
Yeah.
I was there the day that we were there and we heard all of that. But we did have someone to come out and take a look at that.
Do we know if they fixed it?
Tracy, do
Yeah,
you
I'd
still
have to
hear
get the
that?
update on that one. She stepped out. Baker Pipes.
Yeah, I could say, from in-house, we've got two great plumbers, a master plumber and a journeyman plumber. As far as I know, that's been taken care of, just changing cartridges.
Yeah, I think.
I haven't heard anything about sound.
Yeah, there hasn't been any other
I've been there and I
feedback
haven't heard.
that we've
but
got
that
received
doesn't
about that. And I was actually there today, and no one stopped me
No one
with any growling. So
It was a real issue.
Yeah.
I'm not just making this up.
we can follow up.
Request for Lomax when you take the banners.
Walter.
The old
Yeah.
room is new. There's a district championship from 1992 that I want to make sure gets moved over.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can you create one for 94 for me? That would be great.
We'll work on it.
B-Team Bandits right here.
Awesome.
All right, if there's no other questions or comments, thank you, Dr. Martinez.
you.
We'll turn now to our Dr. Baker with a CTE update.
Good evening, Dr. Jackson, President Martin, Board of Trustees. How are we doing this afternoon? Good.
Great.
So Dr. Griffin and I are just here to give you a little update on CTE, kind of where we are right now in the year and then where we're headed. So the vision of our CTE program here in Porte ISD is to prepare passionate, highly skilled, empowered, and future-ready students. And our mission is to provide engaging, real-world, and challenging learning experience in a safe and caring environment. So the goal of our programs, we want to challenge our students with high academic standards and also relevant technical knowledge so that they can advance their careers when they graduate school. We align our programs to high wage, high demand, and high skill occupations in our area. We teach our students valuable life skills that they'll need in their future, and we create career and world-ready students. So the way that CTE is designed, there's 14 nationally recognized CTE clusters. So business, marketing, and finance, health science, those are examples. Here in LaPorte, we offer programs in 12 of those clusters. In Texas, we have programs of study within each cluster. Each cluster has a sequence of courses that students take, and they culminate in a practicum or a capstone experience, which provides the students with job shadowing, internship opportunities, or hands-on project-based learning. Each of our programs also offers at least one aligned industry-based certification. So for our district, we have 14 programs of study currently. The recommendation from TEA for a district of our size is between 5 and 7, so we're offering double what we need to offer, so that's good. We provide a big variety for our students. 70% of our high school students are currently enrolled in CTE courses. We have currently 16 different industry-based certification opportunities, and we are projecting by the end of this year that we'll have over 200 IBCs earned by our students. And I promise Dr. Griffin is going to talk at some point.
You know I will.
So just to kind of give you a layout, we have the career clusters. Within each cluster, programs of study in their sequences of classes. And then we have our IBCs. We try and meet our IBCs in our programs again for what is high demand, high wage, and high skill in our area. So for CCMR, so we always want 100% of our students to be CCMR when they graduate. So from a CTE standpoint, for a student to be considered college, career, and military ready, there's a few things they can do. They can enlist in any military branch or the Texas National Guard. That automatically earns them CCMR. They can complete a level 1 or a level 2 certificate program with a junior college. So our current one that we offer is Maritime Science, level 1 certificate. We're adding a few more. And then for the class of 2026 on campus, they have to be a CTE completer, which means they complete at least 3 classes for 4 credits in the same program, and then they earn an IBC. And so if they do all of that, then they will also get their CCMAR point. Y'all have any questions about that? Yeah. 3 classes or more for at least 4 credits in the same program of study, like the same pathway, and then they have to also get the aligned IBC.
The reason it works that way is because a lot of the upper level classes, as you progress through the pathways, they're double block classes. So you get 2 credits for 1 class. You can get 4 credits by 3. So that's why. No, it's...
On some of them, yes.
It depends on how popular the program is. You know, welding is tough. We have so many students who want to go into welding. I mean, you can only safely put so many people in the shop, and there are 2 periods, so it's just taking away opportunity that way.
So we have a solution for that. I'll get there.
Yes.
So how do we decide what we offer in CTE? Well, we take several things into consideration. Again, what is high wage, high demand, and high skill in our area? So we look at labor market data to see what we need in our area. What are the certifications offered for the programs? Are students successful in earning those certifications? That's a big one, because there's lots of certifications, but sometimes they are 2 years of college certifications, and so they're not always attainable by high school students. And then do they benefit our students' futures? Is holding that certificate going to give that student something extra when they go out to get a job in the future? We also always consider what our stakeholders say, so our industry partners, our college partners, community members, teachers, students, parents, and then any other local needs that we need to meet. So any other local needs that come to us, we try and see if there's a program that we can offer. So in our area, these are the top needs. Nursing is almost always number 1. It's really kind of nationwide a number 1 shortage. Transportation, construction, education, welding, and manufacturing. So in orange, the orange bar is how many openings there are. In the 2 blue bars is how many students are graduating for those openings. So you can see that for all of these, there is quite a shortage. So we are working on aligning programs to fill those needs. Excuse me. From our recent Perkins analysis, our CTE learners, so students that have taken at least 2 CTE courses, outperform our non-CTE learners on all factors of accountability. So in this chart, you can see just some of them are like graduation rates, academic proficiency in reading and math, and things like that. That's all across the bottom there. Okay, so some changes for 26-27. So effective this year, JROTC officially became a CTE program of study under Law and Public Service. So JROTC is now a CTE weighted funded class. So that's good. So our kids, we're still waiting on some clarification from the TEA on what the IBC is going to look like for that program, but it is now a program of study. We are phasing out programs, but I don't want you to take that negatively because we are just rebranding them. So our marketing and sales, accounting and financial services, we are rebranding to business management. So business management and in all management really is very high need in our area. So looking at the programs and kind of how they're built and what they offer, that was a thing that we decided would be good to push our students more to like a management aspect and then more entrepreneurship. Agricultural technology and mechanical systems is similar to welding, and also our industry partners have really requested that we add back construction, so we're kind of replacing the Ag Mech program with a construction, and then changing those students to welding if they're interested in welding. We're expanding our animal science pathway. We're expanding our business course offerings so that, again, we have more entrepreneurship opportunities for students. We are working on curriculum building for engineering so that we have a more well-rounded program in engineering. We renamed a program of study nursing science just to show that we know what we need in our area, and so we want the community to see that we're offering nursing science. We are adding a dual credit welding program at San Jac College, so this is going to help with our welding popularity. They can take up to 80 students at San Jac. So we're working on getting some of our upper level students there, and they can earn their level 1 certificate in 3 semesters. So if they start their junior year, they'll have their level 1 certificate in the middle of their senior year. And then at DeWalt, we created its own AV production program that we're going to be building out over the next few years. Okay. Just some updates on IBCs. So the new IBC list did come out this year, last fall, and TEA likes to always switch things up. So what they've done for IBCs now is they have tiered them. So tier 1 is, I'm just going to say it so that you guys can understand it, the most difficult ones for students to earn. Those are the hardest ones. Tier 2 is the average. 75% of all IBCs fall in tier 2. That's the green, and then 3% or 21% are in tier 3. Tier 3 are low wage or low demand or very easy for students to earn. 95% of the IBCs we offer are tier 2. We are looking at moving towards tier 1 in the ones that we think we can move towards tier 1 in. So that tiering went into effect this year, but it does not affect accountability for this year's graduates. It does not start affecting accountability until next year's graduates. Okay, so far certifications earned, we have 31 food managers, 15 new medical assistants. We have 19 students certified in Adobe Photoshop, 7 of our engineering students certified in Autodesk Fusion, and we certified 13 of our collision repair students so far in refrigerant recovery and recycling, one of the automotive service for excellence certifications. And then I just added that picture of, those are our 15 medical assistants there. Plus we've done over 100 local certifications for food handler and in CPR first aid for health science. Again, so that's 85 certifications right there. We anticipate about 200 by the time the year is over.
So Dr. Baker,
Yes, sir.
the board president and I were in earlier today, as business leaders. Question was asked, and I think we handled the question well, but so those youngsters that are coming with the certifications, let's say the young men that you just talked about, all the folks with the refrigerant certification, what can they do with that?
So it just gives them a little bit more experience if they went to go out and work like in an automotive repair or a body shop. It would just give them a little leg up because they show that they have that. And we are looking at adding more ASE certifications because there's an unlimited certifications.
But they could be hired to work in an automotive shop.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then also our collision repair students also earn 12 ICAR certifications, but ICAR is not recognized by the IBC, but it is the gold standard for collision shops.
It's one that even though we don't get credit for it, we know it's good for kids, and so we're going to get it to every kid so that they have
so
all
we do
that
it.
they need.
I'm gonna say that food manager one, and that is not, you've got people that work in the industry for a long time that cannot get it. That is a very extensive processing. Micro, it is very extensive, and that is not, like I said, there are a lot of professionals that.
And that does, like our students in practicum that intern at our restaurants, they're already food manager certified, so they could, after they graduate, go into an entry-level management position at any restaurant with that certification. So just some CTE things that we've done this year. Our welding students created picture frames for Christmas gifts. Our agricultural fabrication students and a lot of other students created customized items for the Rotary auction back in the fall. Our advanced culinary arts students provide catering for local events. So the most recent event was the Rotary luncheon that they served cheesecake bar. They made a cheesecake bar. Our business students operate both the school store here on campus and the team store in the stadium. We have our Grow Your Own program, which is our education and training students. So they do their internship at Bayshore and LaPorte Elementary. We're really grateful to those principals for allowing our students to come in and work with their teachers and their students. Our early education students go to local daycares and also our early childhood center at Heritage. Our JRTC program is everywhere. They do everything. Our health science students go to new clinics. We've got some new clinics added this year that have allowed our students to come in, so we're very appreciative for those. And then, you know, our AV students are at every sporting event, providing coverage there. Our practicum of culinary students, I mentioned this already, but they intern at 6 local restaurants in the LaPorte area, so they get to get to go to a lot of different restaurants and do a lot of different things there. And our FFA students, while they're doing livestock shows this week, they also have been doing several leadership and career development events. Your turn.
Now it's my turn. It is definitely a great day to be a Bulldog. I've said that every day this year. And so one of the things that I do love to do, and it's my honor to do, is celebrate all the successes that we have at this high school and around this community. And CTE is no stranger to that. We had 5 LaPorte High School Taffy students qualified to attend state conference. I got to go and be there with them and see them really just be so proud to watch them sign their letters of intent to go into the profession. I mean, it's really a great sense of pride that we have this program, that these kids are dedicated to our profession and want to pursue that. We have 2 that are headed to nationals in Portland in June. We just have our first travel meeting tomorrow to figure out how we're actually going to make that happen. But we are very, very excited about that. And we had our first cohort of 6 educational aides last year. And this year, we're thinking we're going to be able to certify 8 more. So we are very, very excited about that. We had 2 DECA students who got to compete at the state level in Dallas in entrepreneurship. 4 of our Skills USA students placed for collision repair at the state level. They're actually competing this next month. And then 5 students qualified for state on the Texas High School Welding Series competition, and that will be in May.
I'm going to interrupt you real quick. And the Texas High School Welding Series, this is the first year we've had that competition.
First year made it to state, first year out of the gate. I mean, just truly doing great. And then this Saturday, 19 of our JRTC students are going to the state archery tournament. So, I mean, just truly just program by program, shining at the state level, really making their mark. We're still waiting to hear back on how JRTC is progressing in J-Labs to see if they make it to nationals again. And as soon as we know, then we, of course, will update you guys on that. Okay. Just, you know, some of the things we talked about, the thing that I love about not just our CTE program, but, you know, the focus coming back to CTE being a very important part of the high school and just students' experience at the high school level. And so our kids, you know, like we've talked about, they're everywhere. They're doing things. They're excelling at things, and we're trying to bring the community and make CTE be just as important as everything else because it is. And the state is telling us that we want kids to be college and career ready. And so we're making plans and working through different things to make this be a very viable part of the school community so that we can, by the time that they graduate, make sure that if you want to go to a 4-year college after high school, fantastic. If you want to go into the workforce, fantastic. You have that opportunity. You have the skills that you need. We've prepared you for whichever path that you want to take. And so those successes are just evident everywhere, whether it's the cardboard boat regatta, which you've not had a chance to go see. You really need to go check it out. It's pretty awesome. And what's great about that one is that it goes all the way from the junior high up to the high school. So have them compete against the high school kids is always a really fun deal. You know, our robotics program, they have a competition in about a month where they're going out. Of course, FFA and Ag has been at Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo for the last 2 weeks, doing great. And so it's just a really great part of the high school, and it's really coming into its own. Every program by program, is turning out great results. And then all of the, what do they call it, the organization's called? CTSOs. Thank you. We have so many acronyms. All the CTSOs are doing well, going competing at the state level, and then on to the nationals. So it's just a really great time to be a part of CTE at LaPorte High School.
Yeah. Okay, just an update on Project Lead the Way. So we are currently in our 2nd year of Project Lead the Way at the junior high level. And so this year we were actually able to offer our Project Lead the Way students in 8th grade high school credit through Principles of Applied Engineering. So they are using the PLTW curriculum plus some extra that they had to develop on their own. And so that gets them one step closer to CC mark because they're not going to credit out in the 8th grade. This year, each of those programs was awarded a $10,000 grant, and next year, each of those programs has been awarded a $15,000 grant. And this was in addition to a $20,000 grant that we got for startup costs. So they've been fully funded.
I do want to add one last thing. The esports team, the Super Smash Brothers, is on track to go to the state tournament in esports.
Also, one thing we didn't mention too is our 2nd annual welding border battle will be on May 2nd. So where it's us versus Deer Park. Last year
we cleaned the floor.
We did. So we should do that again. And then also, we always want to partner with our community. So I'm always working on building those community partnerships, looking for places for our students to intern and job shadow and take field trips on. So I'm taking 35 engineering students that I don't know on a trip on Thursday to San Jac. We have 2 field trips planned to Lubrizol in April. We're going to the Carpenter and Millwright Union Association in April. So several opportunities for our students to get out there, talk to industry partners, ask questions, potentially get job offers, and just learn about the opportunities that are out there. So some of our goals for the future: increase our enrollment in maritime science. We have doubled our enrollment from last year from 1 student to 2 students, so that's good. Our welding technology, so it's 100% improvement. Our welding technology certificate program will start in 26-27. I think right now we're at 17 students enrolled in that. So super excited about that. A lot of them have done what I've been told by their instructor is they have done what they can do here at the school level, and they need somewhere to go and shine. So we're going to send them to the college where they can advance their skills and learn different types of welding. For 27 and 28, we're looking at adding process technology as a level 2 certificate program. So that would students would start that in the 10th grade and work towards process technology. And then in the future, we're looking for health science, engineering, education. How can we partner with San Jac College to bring those programs to our students? Is this the last one? Nope, 2 more. Career exploration, we're working on more K through 6 career days, maybe creating CTE ambassadors to do presentations for the elementary schools, working on a CTE signing day, increasing those competitive events for our CTSOs, working on making sure that our students are ready to offer services to our community in their shops and with what they can do. And then our goals, always continuous evaluation of our programs to make sure that we're meeting the needs that we need to meet in our area. Providing high quality instructional materials, expanding CTE courses and learning experience in the lower grades, and supporting our teachers with professional growth and development. Any questions?
Yeah, just some comments. First of all, thank you very much. I really appreciate how we're leveraging San Jac. There's no one better at finding a need in an industry and going and figuring out how to create a program and a pathway. San Jac does a fantastic job at that, and you can tell by the Process Technology Center and the Maritime Center. I mean, they saw a need, they filled it. And I'm happy to see that we're working alongside that. 100% growth in the maritime program is great. However, I think that is such a great, we have a lot of work to do, and I think that is such a great pathway. They graduate here, they go to San Jac for 1 year, down the street, literally down the street, and they can go make 6 figures the next year, graduating from San Jac, and doing it for free, by the way. I mean, that Promise program applies to San Jac. The school district sends us to a few different conferences, and the conference we went to last week was student-led, and we saw a lot of passion from students in a few different CTE pathways that I thought are worth investigating, and I'm sure some of the board members here will agree that we're in them. One of them was an aviation program. Of course, red flags went up when I heard aviation, especially in insurance, but it was not flying planes. It was aviation mechanics. Cleveland ISD is doing a really, really good job at. And we were all in it. I have never seen students so passionate. I mean, they literally loved their instructor and loved the work. And there was one student who I didn't even think he wanted to graduate. He loved helping all of his other students learn the program.
Coming back.
Yeah, and so I would like us to maybe call over to Cleveland. They have a program. They have a little system that's almost ready to go if we're willing to write a check for it, I guess. But and then the other one was a retail and marketing program. Similar to what we're doing with the Bulldog Spirit store. This was Thrall's ISD, and they also have a
Purple Pride or something.
Purple Pride. Yeah, they have like a little booklet that helps that goes over their curriculum, how they implemented it, how cheap it was to implement, and they do all sorts of projects. And I think that is something that we can really expand on into the business and entrepreneur side.
They do the burning of the cutting boards and stuff like that with their logos and embroidery. It was really, people can order from us for gifts and things. It would be a really cool, expanding a little bit some of our
Absolutely. And from what I understand, the program kind of pays for itself based on the work that they're doing. So they're selling the cutting board to Deanne for $30 and Deanne pays for it. And so it's a really neat program that gives a lot of business values to
They have to
expand
learn
into
to
business
manage their
services.
time. It was really interesting. Going back to the aviation program, one of the things they come out with is they can get the mechanics, the A&P, and that is in big demand.
Right.
And especially in this area, definitely see a need with Ellington, obviously hobby and recreational, but it is something that San Jacinto College was even looking at a program, so it would be so it's really an interesting program that would.
And
Is
to be
Cleveland
clear,
Dynasty?
when we bring in new ideas, we aren't diminishing all the work you've already done
Oh,
in
no.
this program. So
We
I
just
think
saw
all
that
that
you
is
have
very
a goal, so we
fantastic.
were
So
just trying to.
share what
I'm
we
super
learned.
excited with progress being made and the excitement around the program. So kudos to everybody involved there. I would definitely push on the exposing the littles as soon as possible, the elementary and junior high level, and let the parents see what programs are available, because that is going to captivate a child's heart. Is if they're excited about it, then you don't have to motivate them to go do the work. They want to do the work. So I really think the sooner we can get our offerings out to them, and the more they see it, I think that's really what's going to drum up the interest, and that program will just take off. But kudos to the work being done so far. Appreciate it.
I love the idea of the CTE signing.
Yeah.
Signing day.
I,
Just as important.
I'm sorry. I would just like to give a praise for the program and for public education and the opportunity to do this in public education. I got into a very passionate discussion with a local business owner who has been around for a while, who is a resident of LaPorte. Said school district raises my taxes, and they were not even able to get kids into technology and industry and different stuff like that. And I had again a very passionate conversation with him about when was the last time you looked at what programs the students are actually able to get involved in. He said, well, they're just pushing college. And I said, you need to back up and look at everything that is being offered. This is so much more elaborate than what it was when I came on the board, even just a few years ago. And knowing that this is available to our students, readily available to them, is amazing. And this is not the kind of stuff that they're going to get at some of these smaller schools that students are trying to transfer. So I just want to give us a kudos for that and say, way to go.
Thank you.
I want to say, again, I'll echo the rest of the board. It is impressive. I think we come a long way in a short period of time, so we certainly commend that. I'm glad you guys brought up the maritime. So that's in the world that I live in, and Dr. Jackson, some of these people, that's been the one that I get the most, I put this nicely, pushback, right? That's a nice word to put it. So I had a meeting last week with some representatives of Porte ISD. They have some amazing programs, and a lot of stuff they do is tied to the San Jacinto Maritime Center. So I'll say this, I would really love for us, Dr. Jackson, to set a meeting with the director of the Maritime Center, is an active member of the Rotary Club. He's a good person, good friend. And then we have the representatives with Port Houston, that their sole job is to go around and connect to the different CT programs throughout the greater Houston area. And she was talking, I can't tell you the technical name of it, but they are talking about taking some major programs out of our area. And they said the people in Pearland specifically and others are really wanting this. And she's like, I just don't understand why we're not doing it in LaPorte. So I think, if you talk about growing it, we can help you guys grow it. And again, this is something that went on way before your time. For whatever reason, it's been kind of like running our head through a brick wall to get the maritime kind of up and going. And it takes the right people, right? And so that's the thing we learned this conference. So you can have all these, we can throw out all the ideas in the world, but it takes the right passionate teacher, right? And so that my comment is, again, I would like to set a meeting if we can help you guys get help facilitate some of these things with maritime. And the other thing, the random question I had. Again, it's great because we saw that that's one of the greatest we have to do these continuing hours, but the greatest conference we go to, in my opinion, is this governance conference, where we get to hear from all these kids from around the state with their CT programs, and you see the passion and stuff. And so again, I'm just curious. I don't want you to name a name, but it looks. We can't continue to add a whole bunch of new programs. But one of the things that stood out for me at that conference was that a lot of times they said like some of these programs run a shelf life, and so just because, say, welding, for example, that's really popular right now. Well, 10 years from now, that might not be. It might change. And so, and I know that you've inherited a lot of these programs. So I'm just curious if there's any that have run its course, and if so. If there's something that, what I am going to ask you about, if you have any that maybe on the wish list in your mind that we don't currently have, can you see anything maybe down the line I know we've done some ideas, but there's anything on your radar right now that you think might be of
You may
interest?
not want to throw out the programs in a.
No, I don't want you to say, no. I don't want you to say, throw out this program. I'm just saying, are there any on your radar that you could see, like Mason talked about the aviation, but is there anything that's currently on your radar that we might be looking at in the near future, I guess is my question.
Cybersecurity is on my radar and drones.
Oh, and Sanjak, I'm kind of a Sanjak guy, but Sanjak has just invested a lot of money into the cybersecurity field and has built a new facility for cybersecurity, solely for cybersecurity. So if we haven't reached out to them on that portion, and we paid a lot of money to buy a curriculum for cybersecurity.
Biomedical.
Sorry, that was my Sanjak plug again.
And that aviation program in Cleveland, that is one of the things they teach. The
drones.
I mean, they do it through a program, so it might be.
Cleveland.
Yeah, well, the district, my last district had a drone program, so.
Oh, good, okay.
I can call that teacher.
Cool. Well, again, thank you guys for the presentation and for answering our questions. Does anybody else have another comment, question? All right, well,
Thank you.
now that Mason has left, we'll turn to his consent agenda.
I'll say though, Mr. President, and board members, you know, I think it's apropos to even just share this. Dr. Baker has done a yeoman's job. Absolutely. Here in 2 years this year. I've kind of pitched this already to you before, but she's going to need some help to pull off all of this. She's a team of one right now, and Dr. Griffin, you know, and his team. So we're going to be looking at getting Dr. Baker's support so that she can help to oversee these programs.
Love to hear that. It's awesome.
You'll get something this spring.
All right, thank you guys.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll turn to item A, consent agenda. A, determine and approve any consent agenda items. B, approve board meeting minutes. 1, regular board meeting minutes, February 10th, 2026. C, receive principals reports. 1, Early Childhood Center, 2, Bayshore Elementary, 3, College Park Elementary, 4, Heritage Elementary, 5, Jenny Reed Elementary, 6, LaPorte Elementary, 7, Leo A. Rizzuto Elementary, 8, Lomax Elementary, 9, James H. Baker 6th grade campus, 10, LaPorte Junior High, 11, Lomax Junior High, 12, LaPorte High School, 13, Viola DeWalt High School. D, receive financial reports for January 2026. E, receive human resources report. F, notice of employment of professional staff. G, approve budget amendment. H, approve interlocal agreement for Region 10 Education Service Center Purchasing Cooperative. I, approve purchase of 4 non-CDL school buses. J, approve purchase of LaPorte High School marching band uniforms. K, approve purchase of professional services for chiller replacements. L, approve purchase of replacement chillers at College Park Elementary. M, approve purchase of replacement chillers at Lomax Junior High. N, approve receipt and first reading of TASB policy revisions to CV local, DBA local, DK local, DNA local, EB local, EEB local, FNG local, and GF local. O, approve term and non-certified contract recommendations for certified teachers, administrators, and professionals in pay grades 1 through 7. Mr. Vice President, can you please read back the items as proposed?
Yes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O.
Board, I seek a motion and a second to approve the consent items as read.
So moved.
Trustee Hanks, and a second.
Mason.
Mason Perez. Trustee Perez. All right, please vote.
The green one.
All right, like record show that unanimous approval. Thank you, board. Now turn to item 9, action on closed session items. We do not have any this evening. Going to item 10, closing comments of the Board of Trustees. And a reminder, speak on attendance at recent district and community events, announcement of upcoming district and community events, or outstanding performance by district staff and students. Ms. Hall.
I just want to say a big congratulations to all of the people we saw here tonight. And good luck to our soccer teams that are coming up, one act, and I know there's a lot of other things coming up. It's very exciting. It's also very exciting to see another LaPorte High School graduate coming into our finance department. I love seeing Bulldogs coming home, so that's really wonderful. And hope everybody had a wonderful spring break, and now we just motor through till May.
I want to congratulate all the students that we recognize this evening. To me, that's always my favorite part of any board meeting. When you remember the thing that is the thing that we all do. And I enjoyed the CTE update. I've always been a big proponent of CTE and said college is not for everybody, but it is our job to raise good citizens. So I'm excited for what we are doing now and for the future. And Dr. Baker, God bless you for what you've accomplished in your short tenure here. And, you know, just keep on doing what we're doing to get through the spring semester.
Thank you. I want to congratulate all the FFA students who are at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo right now. They are doing a great job, especially you know, our arch winner of the Houston Rodeo. It's a big deal, and you're competing against a lot of people from all over the state of Texas. And then they're prepping for next month for the LaPorte Livestock Show, which is our local one, just LaPorte students. So if you have a chance to get out into that next month, other than that, that's all I got.
Russell?
Baseball season is probably one of my favorite times of the year. It was kind of nice getting out there during spring break and watching two LaPorte baseball games. One didn't go our way, one went our way, but it was really exciting to get back out there and just watch that again. And also, it's going to be nice tomorrow. I get to bring my kids from that district that Jeff loves so much over here to run in a track meet against LaPorte and Lomax and stuff like that. So I get to bring my kids over there from Deer Park to see this beautiful stadium and run in this beautiful stadium and stuff. So I'm really excited about getting over there and doing that, and them talking about it when we get back to school. So
Staying on the track thing, just real quick, the Bayshore Olympics returned to the stadium. That's no small undertaking. So kudos to everybody involved in that big old undertaking to get that done. It was a great event, and I stood on the balcony with Doc for a little while, and it was everything we would hoped it would be. These were just a drawing, so kudos to everybody there, and welcome back from spring break.
Everybody touched on most of what I had to say, except for on March 28th, our Young Entrepreneurs groups are going to be presenting their works at Baker. So keep that on your calendar, stop in and see them, support those young students who are creating their own businesses from scratch and going to be selling their ideas and items and everything else. It's a really fun event. Luckily, a couple of years ago, we changed it. It's not just lemonade, so you don't have to taste 475 different lemonades, but lots of other things to check out that they have created. So come join us that day.
So yesterday I got the opportunity, the privilege to attend again the monthly sessions of the Aspiring Leadership Academy. Angie Viator has done a phenomenal job over the last 5 years of that in putting that program together, which was a vision of mine, but she took my vision and just moved with it, and it was beautiful. I say that to say tomorrow at 6:45 in the morning, I'm taking a group of 30 high school students to Texas A&M University, which is part of the superintendent's student advisory. And they're going to go to the George H.W. Bush School of Government and the Presidential Library, and then tour Texas A&M as part of a capstone project. And so each year we select a different group, and the principal helps with that, and counselors and what have you select students that we believe we can grow as leaders. And these are some brilliant leaders, and you would know all of them. But I guess what I'm trying to say, I'm just, not only are we trying to grow our leaders that are already professionals, but we're also trying to make certain that we impression and place a positive impression on our students. And so many of those kids are so excited because it said, Dr. Jackson, I've never been on that campus. And so they're going to go see a presidential library. They're going to hear from college level students, give them tours and talk about what it means about government and opportunities for them. And so I think it's important for this board to know that we're not just trying to grow at the top, we're growing all over. And I'm very, very proud of that. And so I'll work real hard to try to get a kid or two up in front of you next month to kind of tell about their story and adventures. Yeah. We will not be indoctrinated.
We have no problem with you taking them as many times as you want.
I'm very proud to be taking them too,
I'm just
since
saying.
all my money is going
Austin,
there
you
as
can
well.
stay away from that gym town. But I want to say this: it's just so refreshing, guys. Like we love that our sports, the Lady Dogs, the football team, our band. I mean, all the some of the pillars are having exceptional years. That's amazing. But when we hear other things about ROTC and all the things at CTE, we have so many amazing, talented kids across the district, and that is an awesome thing. So I'm very excited for this time in our district. I want to thank Dr. Jackson. So one of the things we didn't mention, we have our state of the cities and education. So it's a chance for our mayor, Helton of LaPorte, Mayor Harris with Morgan's Point, and Dr. Jackson on behalf of the school board district is going to give an update. So we thank you for allowing us the use of that. We have several people that are coming that have never been in our Legacy Center. So we're excited to showcase the facilities we have here. So I'll say this too. Again, I'm married to an educator, and I grew up in a family of educators, and we hear different things from time to time. We appreciate on behalf of the board, we appreciate all the staff, the teachers across the board that choose to make LaPorte home. I know, like, as this board can be really hard on Dr. Jackson on trying to push him to continue to make it better. We always strive. It's not all about numeric scores, but we're pushing for A districts, and so we push pretty hard. And I know he pushes hard. To get greatness, you have to have that rub. You have to have some discomfort sometimes, and we know that. We hear it. We just ask for some grace and patience. It is a process, and we are fully confident on this board that we have the right people in place, and that we are making positive strides in that direction. So we appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of this team. Lastly, I'll say, y'all talked about our Young Entrepreneur Expo. I want to thank the principals for allowing our chamber volunteers to kind of come onto your campuses and bring some parents in these last 4 or 5 weeks. Again, we can't say it enough. We're so honored and proud of our kids. We just hope that you guys will help show up and help get the word out. You'll see a lot of stuff coming the next week from Adam and from Terry and myself and others. We love to have you guys out there. It's from 10 to 1 next Saturday at Baker. So thank you again, Dr. Jackson, for allowing us to do that. With that, we are adjourned at 8.